everyone, it's Nell with Little Yellow House Crafts and welcome back to my channel. Thanks so much for joining me this morning. Thanks for being patient while I took a week off last week. We got to celebrate my niece's baptism, which was really special, and it was just too crazy of a day for me to film a video. But thank you all for being here today. I want to start off by saying an enormous thank you to those of you who supported me in my bag sale about a week ago. All of my bags have sold and I'm just so deeply grateful for you and your support. It just means the world to me, so thank you. If you missed the bag sale, fear not, I did hold back 2 bags in probably the most popular print from this sale, in the Royal Peacocks print. I held back a biddy bag with the magenta leaf border, and then on the inside it's that navy peacock feather fabric. So I held back a biddy bag and a big bag. This is the next size up. Just so you know, this will hold a 6x6 Q-snap or a small hoop and a small pattern. This one will hold an 8x8 Q-snap and a full 8.5 by 11 pattern size. And this one is lined with the magenta leaf fabric. And I decided to hold these back from the sale so that I could do a giveaway. So I will be giving away 2 bags, 1 biddy and 1 big bag, to 2 winners, 2 subscribers. And so if you're interested in trying to win these bags in a giveaway, just watch till the end of the video and I'll tell you how to enter. But I really wanted to save 2 bags to do a giveaway as a thank you to all of you for being so supportive and so wonderful. I do intend to make more, and it's just a matter of finding the time to cut all the fabric and sew it all together. So I will keep you informed. You guys will be the first to know. You on my YouTube channel and on my Facebook group, those 2 areas will know as soon as I'm ready for another bag sale. But big thank you. I forgot to put my wedding ring on. Do you see my tan line? Oh, summer. I forgot to put my wedding ring on. Oh well. Thank you to all of you who supported me in my bag sale. That was just really special and an enormous blessing to my family. So a deep heartfelt thank you. Let's save that till the end. I don't have a whole lot to show you today. It's been really busy. I had my bag sale, which meant I was finishing sewing bags. I had to photograph everything and get everything ready to post. And then once it posted and sold, I had to do all the invoicing and the packing and shipping, and it was just a lot of work. So I didn't get to stitch as much. Plus, I've been working so hard on my son's stocking that I have really hardly stitched on anything else. So I'll show you what I have done. First, I'll show you this one. This is the, I'm just moving the extra fabric out of the way. This is the pattern by the Drawn Thread. This is Little Bits of Halloween. I can't remember how much I had done last time I showed it to you, but here's where it is now. So you can see the top and the middle is done, and I've done the first motif on the bottom and I've started the second. So honestly, there's not much left to do on this, just to finish this second motif and do the third one, and then this piece is done and I get to figure out how I want to finish it, which I don't know how I'm going to do it yet. Some of you guys gave me great ideas in my last video, so I don't know how much more I got done on this since I showed it to you last, but since it's the only other whip I have out right now, I thought I'd show it to you. So that is Little Bits. Let me put it closer. This is Little Bits of Halloween by the Drawn Thread. There are some specialty stitches and there will be some beads added, you can see, and buttons. There will also be buttons added. There will be a button added as the body of the 2 spiders. They kind of look empty right now. They don't really have a body. But there will also be a few black beads added. And so it's gonna look so beautiful when it's done. I really like this pattern and I really like the Drawn Thread. The whole aesthetic here is just wonderful. So that's Little Bits of Halloween. And then, of course, I've got to take it off of the sidebars. So let's chat while I do this. My stocking. I have been working so hard on getting this stocking done, and I'm so grateful for all of you being so supportive and encouraging when I really just couldn't stomach the idea of pulling it out of my whip bin. I was really struggling to get motivated. Do you guys see this? Okay, so is anyone else allergic to fall? I'm allergic to autumn, apparently. And we were at my son's soccer game yesterday, and it was really windy. And I hadn't taken my allergy medicine yet, which was dumb. I should know better. But the wind and the grass on the soccer field, and I came home and had a raging allergic reaction. Like hives. You can see redness around my mouth. I mean, it was real bad. And I drugged myself up with Benadryl and took a 2-hour nap and felt much better afterwards, but ugh. Anyone else allergic to autumn? Anyway, so here's my stocking. I've gotten so much more done on this, and you guys, I have to thank you 1,000 times for keeping me motivated to work on this. So here's the top. Look at that! I have a heel. The heel is completely done. I've even done the back stitching, all that little like twiggy, grassy stuff. Speaking of grass, I've backstitched all of that. I've backstitched this section right here. What I'm doing now, I have not yet, let me scoot a little closer. I have not yet backstitched around the dad or the dog because I need to fill in all of the background stitches around them before I backstitch, but I could backstitch the top half of the dad. I'll just wait to do his legs and then the dog. They and these aspen trees over here are the only things left to backstitch. I haven't done the aspen trees though because they're so tall that I would have to keep like unrolling and rolling my scroll frame to a different position to backstitch them, and I may wait to backstitch them until the very end when I can pull the stocking off of the scroll frame entirely and just lay it flat on the table and backstitch it that way. I don't know what would be easier, but I'm so pleased with my progress. This is not the actual bottom of the stocking. The stocking looks funny because there's actually more stitching underneath it. I just haven't done it yet. But the toe is taking shape. That's almost as far as the toe goes. And then, yeah, like, I'm gonna finish this by Christmas, and it's all thanks to you guys. So this is why I have nothing else to show you. Between my stocking and my bag sale, I've done like nothing else in the last few weeks, but I'm really excited to get this done and get Jamie's stocking finished and hung up on our bookcase. We don't have a mantle in this house. We don't have a fireplace. So we hang all of our stockings on a bookcase. But yeah. Oh, look at how beautiful it is. Oh, I'm so happy. Thank you guys for being so encouraging and helping me stay motivated to get this done. It sounds cliche, but I don't think I could have done this without you guys because I was really not feeling it and not wanting to pull it out, and I'm just really grateful. If you can hear thunking out there, that's my kids. They're with their dad. They're supposedly watching Tangled, but I don't know, someone's always running around. And so, since that's all I have to show you, rather than make this a 10-minute video, I thought it would be fun if we took a look in my box of shame. And I say that jokingly. It's not really shameful. This is the bin full of my finished cross-stitch projects that I've never done anything with, that I haven't fully finished in any way. It's one of those long, flat boxes that can slide under a bed. And I have every cross-stitch piece I have finished in the last 15 years that is not fully finished is in here. And so I thought it'd be fun for us to go through it. What do you guys think? Should we go for it? All right, let me move. I'm gonna stand up. Hold please. I'm gonna stand up and move these things out of the way. Sorry if you're getting a shot of my bum. I just wanna pull this closer. There we go. All right, let's dive right in. Let's see what we can find. Okay, first thing on the top are the rest of our family Christmas stockings. I refuse to keep these with the other Christmas decorations in the garage or the basement because these are far too precious to risk getting bugs on them or moisture or I don't know, but I just won't keep these in storage. These have to stay somewhere where they're easily accessible, because if there were a fire, after my children and my husband, these would be the first thing I would grab, no joke. More than family pictures, more than anything else, this would be what I grabbed before I ran out of the house, because there are literally thousands of hours of work in these. And they're also deeply sentimental to me, and you guys know, they're just really precious to me. So here's my husband's. My husband's name is Chris, or Christopher, but we call him Chris. And he has this like Victorian Christmas house, and they're ice skating. It's really beautiful. I don't remember what these charts are called. These are all by Dimensions Gold. Some of them are still available, some of them have been retired, but you could always eBay. So Dimensions Gold kits. That's Chris's. And oh, and I did do my quilted stocking for all of these. I have a tutorial. I just choose a coordinating fabric and I actually quilt the back, because I just, after so many hours of work, I refuse to just stitch felt onto the back of these. They deserve more than that. This one's mine. My name is Janelle. I go by Nell, but this is my stocking. This one's so cute. Santa visiting little kids. So that one's mine, and it's got this green with like gold snowflakes as the backing. This is my son Henry. He's my second son, and he has this Santa Claus in his sleigh flying through the air. And his has this light green, like holly berry themed fabric. So cute. And then this is my oldest son's, Charlie, or Charles. He has a snowman with a reindeer. Like, seriously, these things are works of art, and I can say that because I did not design them. They're not works of art because of me. I just, you know, faithfully reproduced the art, but they're just so beautiful, and so much work went into these that they are deeply, deeply precious to me. So this is Charlie's, and his has this red and gold swirly backing. So those are our family's Christmas stockings. Those live in my box of shame. I gotta stop calling it a box of shame. There's nothing wrong with having unfinished projects, but you know. They live in there because it keeps them dust-free and safe, and I know exactly where they are, and I can grab them in an emergency. So those are our family Christmas stockings, and Jamie's will be joining this pile this year. I'm so glad. Okay, let's start going down. This is going to be strange because the most recent things are on the top, and then the things finished years ago are down below. So, this is a Heart and Hand, I think, piece. Bless the flowers and the weeds, all the birds and the buzzing bees. I did this summer. So pretty. I need to finish that. I need to finish all of these, so I'm going to stop. Fully finish. I'm going to stop saying that right now because that's going to get so annoying. Because that's true of all of my projects. This you've seen. This is my, this is by Country Cottage Needleworks, Seasonal Celebrations Summer. That one's done. I did that on that lemon yellow linen, and it looks so pretty. This is the Summer Whirligig, also by Heart and Hand, and it's on this giant piece of fabric because I'm going to do all 4 of the seasonal whirligigs on here. So this is Vintage Country Mocha linen, I believe. So there's Summer Whirligig by Heart and Hand. This is one of the hands-on design chalk of the month or chalkboard of the month. I don't remember. This one is May, Plant Seeds of Joy. Oh my god. Oh, apologies. Okay. This is my Waxy Moon Designs Patriotic House Trio. It says America, Freedom, and then down here is the third part of it, Liberty. So beautiful. I really want to do this as a triptych somehow. I haven't decided yet, but that will be finished in some kind of cool way. This is one that was finished years ago, and this one was my very first time not stitching from a kit from like Michael's. This is the first time I actually ordered patterns from a cross stitch store, ordered specialty thread, like fancy thread, Weeks Dye Works, and ordered like special linen. And this was my first like venture away from DMC and kits. And that is my Lizzie Kate, Boo Club. It's the Halloween series. You get 2 on each chart, and there's 6 charts in all, and then you can download the free, back here, you download the free border pattern, and I love this. I still adore this. I used to have this finished in a wall hanging, and I got kind of tired of that finish, so I actually took apart the wall hanging, and I've got to think of a new idea for finishing this. So this was finished more than 10 years ago, and it used to be fully finished, and now it's not again. So that is the Boo Club. Oh yes, this was that attempt I did to do the Easter House trio from Waxy Moon Designs, and I hated the colors I chose. It was just too garish and cutesy, and I just hated it. So I finished the first one of the 3 and then stopped there. I will go back to the Easter House trio, but I don't know. I'm gonna have to, it's because I tried to do it in DMC. I converted it to DMC, and the DMC colors were just not, the bunnies are too dark, the orange is too dark, the house is okay, this green is too dark. It just didn't work. So it's not ugly, but it's in my box of shame because it's never been finished. Ooh, here is my stack of the Joyful World Sal. Guys, this is one of my monthly series that I've kind of petered out on. I really need to pick it back up. I got all the way to August on this one. So should we start with January? If you haven't seen these, if you're new to my channel, this is January. These are so pretty. These are actually free patterns. Joyful World Sal by, oh, it's escaping me. I will make sure to link it so you can find them. February. The ducks. Here's March. That little chick down there is so cute. March. April. I just used whatever kind of fabric I thought looked good on these. May. Little kitties. June, which is one of my favorites. This bear with the beehive, or it's a bee skep actually. Look at how cute. June. July, you guys have seen the flamingos. And then most recent finish, August, with all of those lazy daisies. Those flowers are all lazy daisies, and it's so pretty. So that's the Joyful World stitch along, and I can't remember the designer's name, apologies, but I will be sure to link it. And those will all be finished someday when I finish the last 4, but you know, there's so much to stitch and so little time. Ooh, okay, this is a Little House Needleworks. This is Battle Hymn of the Republic. This was finished earlier this year, I think. I can't remember. In the last year or 2. Battle Hymn of the Republic. Really pretty. Very patriotic. Ooh, guys, remember this one? Oh, it's so sparkly. This is my Glendon Place Eggs All Around that I chose all my own colors and beads, and like, it's just glorious. I wish you could see how sparkly all these beads are. I mean, it's like encrusted with beads and metallic thread, and it's just amazing. So this is Eggs All Around by Glendon Place. This one will for sure be getting framed, like in a nice frame with a beautiful mat and everything, because it's too beautiful and too heavy, frankly. Like, can you see all of this gold? That's all, that dark color is all gold, and all of those little dots you see are beads. I mean, it's just like, you can kind of see there in profile. It's literally encrusted and so sparkly. Doesn't do it justice on the camera, but that's Eggs All Around by Glendon Place. That was finished this year. Oh, okay, now we're getting into some of the older stuff. Some of you asked if I've ever stitched in Mirabilia. No, I haven't, but I did do a lavender and lace, and I did a conversion. This is by Lavender and Lace, and it's called The Bride. and she's charted in all whites and creams. And the color looks a little dark here. It's a little brighter blue than that. I changed her to sapphire blue. And you can see like the folds in her dress. It's hard to pick it up in this light. It's really cloudy and stormy out today. But you can see like the folds and ruffles and things. And that is my one attempt. My one and probably only fancy lady I'll ever do. It's not that I don't think they're beautiful. I do think they're beautiful. They're just not really my style, and I'm never gonna hang her in my house. I don't have a daughter to give it to. And but yeah, I'm really proud of her. I always get asked, what is this extra fabric around the edge? I sewed extra fabric around the edge so that I could use it in my Q-snap a little easier. I stitched her entirely on my Q-snaps, and it just, because the size of fabric she's on doesn't have a huge border, it just gave me a little extra working room with my Q-snap. So that's why I sewed on extra fabric. But look at her, she's beautiful. I call her my blue bride, or Mika, after Darling Bluebell, because she loves everything blue. That's the blue bride. Ooh, here's another one I finished this year. This is my Prairie Schooler monthly series. This is June. I finished this, right before Stitch Mania, during Stitch Mania, I can't remember. But that's June. It's really pretty. I love Prairie Schooler. You guys know I love Prairie Schooler, and you're about to see a whole lot of Prairie Schooler because here are my Easter eggs. These are vintage eggs, I believe. This series, Vintage Eggs by Prairie Schooler, and then here are folk eggs. And I have 1, 2, 3, and 4. So that is 16 Easter eggs that I need to finish for an Easter tree that I don't own yet. But you guys remember I bought those chipboard ovals so I could finish these. So that is a plan of mine. I have a plan to finish all of these little ornaments, 16 Easter egg ornaments, but those are by Prairie Schooler. Stitched those on 16 count black Aida. If you're gonna stitch on straight black, Aida is a great way to go. You can't really tell because it's so dark, and it makes it a lot easier to see where you're stitching because black can be tricky. So those are the eggs, Vintage Eggs and Folk Eggs by Prairie Schooler. This was a series by Little House Needleworks. I can't remember what this series is called, or not a series, the chart was called. But I finished it just this year, I think. No, last year. I finished it last year because it says year 2019. It also has buttons that you attach. That's a little sheep button. And then there's like star buttons down here. There's just all these little buttons. And it's really pretty. Very Americana. This is by Little House Needleworks, and I know that this chart is still available because either they reprinted it or they made it available again. I can't remember, but I know this, you can still find this, and I think you can still find the buttons. So that is by Little House Needleworks. Here's another Little House Needleworks. This was a series, From Sea to Shining Sea. And it's all the different like geographical regions of the United States. So we have the West Coast, palm trees and sun. We have the desert with a cactus. We have the Mountain West, Colorado, Utah, that kind of thing with the pine trees and the snow. You have the Midwest with the little red farmhouse and the, you know, grass and deciduous trees. And then you have the Eastern Seaboard with the little, what's this kind of house called? Nantucket style house, salt box house, and then the ocean. So From Sea to Shining Sea. Ooh, I can't see it. There we go. And that is by Little House Needleworks. That is a series. Each of these charts is separate, and then you get the border chart separate as well. So there's a series of 6 charts to finish this. And that I stitched in the called for Belle Soie silks, because they were, when they were originally released, they came out as chart packs with the Belle Soie silks. So here's another Prairie Schooler month. This is November. It's beautiful. I love these. I really need to do more of these. I just love Prairie Schooler. I think it's so elegant. Almost got September done before I put it away, but not quite. This is another Prairie Schooler series. This is, I can't remember. It's another series of little ornaments. And this is their like Americana one. George Washington and Abraham Lincoln are my favorite. I like the Liberty Bell one too. That's really pretty. Anyway, I love all of them, and eventually I will finish these as little ornaments and do something with them for the 4th of July. I stitched these on 16 count oatmeal Aida, or not oatmeal, cream, I don't know. I stitched on Aida, and I still do stitch on Aida. My stocking is on Aida. Here is, ooh, another Lizzie Kate. This is the Fearless series. I finished this last year, I think. Fear less, hope more, whine less, breathe more, talk less, say more, hate less, love more. Oh man, does our world need this right now. That's beautiful. I'd love to get that one framed, because that one can hang in my house all year. I gotta start like putting money aside for framing. So I want to get some things beautifully framed before next year's State Fair. Our State Fair got canceled this year, which is totally sad. And next year's State Fair in August will be my last one in Missouri before we move. So I definitely want to enter stuff. This is so fun. This is a Brooks Books series of 4 by Brooks Books Publishing. I did the Little Women. Little Women was my favorite book growing up, and they're tiny because they're stitched on 36 count, and I stitched them 1/2. And so we have here Meg in her beautiful ball dress. We have Jo in the blue. We have Beth with her little kitten in her pocket. And then we have Amy in all of her frou-frou and finery. So that's Little Women. Again, these are by Brooks Books Publishing. There are 4 separate charts. I love them. I think they're so pretty. I don't have a daughter to give this to, but maybe a niece. Maybe I'll frame this and give it to a niece or something to put in her room, because I don't have a daughter, and I love the book Little Women. Oh, favorite book growing up. Here is, okay, this is done a while ago. This was done in 2015. I know because I initialed it and put the date, even though I don't really like the initial that I chose. Anyway, this is Count Your Blessings and Give Thanks. This is by a chart by Imaginating. I just found it on 123 Stitch, I think, and I just liked it. So this is a Thanksgiving chart. I should finish this and put this up in my house for November this year. It's pretty colors. Count Your Blessings and Give Thanks by Imaginating. This is a Christmas one. It's my Nutcrackers. Who is this by? I know it's called The Holly and the Ivy. And I know that because it says Holly Ivy. I can't remember. This one uses blending filament in the white and in some green, and it uses red beads. All of these are red beads in his hair because he's Holly. Yeah. Like, these are gorgeous. These are absolutely spectacular. They're so beautiful and elegant and Christmassy, and I need to get these guys framed. I can't remember who, Ship's Manor? I want to say maybe this was Ship's Manor, but I can't remember. Holly and the Ivy. I just stitched them on white because I thought they were so like beautiful and so colorful that I just wanted a plain white background. And I'm glad I did, because the green and the red pops so nicely on it. So that's Holly and the Ivy. Oh, they're gorgeous. I forgot about that one. I've forgotten about a lot of these. We're getting down to the bottom here. We've got, this looks like another Imaginating chart. This is a Halloween one. Croaking frogs and leaping lizards, pumpkin seeds and smelly gizzards, cawing ravens, eye of newt, magic potion, or chicken soup. Happy Halloween. And the 2 little witchies. I should do something with this one as well. So that's also by Imaginating. If you like these, hop on 123 Stitch. I'm pretty sure they still have them, these Imaginating charts, and they're just so colorful and fun. Happy Halloween. Oh, guys, we're getting down to the bottom here. Okay, only 3 more pieces. This is my Janlin Summer Sampler. Look at this. Okay, so I don't really stitch full coverage anymore. Look at the back. There's so much work in this thing. I used to have all 4 of these Janlin seasonal samplers kits, and I wish I could make myself stitch all of them because they're gorgeous, but they are so much work, and I just don't really love doing full coverage stitching. So I finished this one, and it was an enormous triumph because look at how beautiful. And then I started the Christmas one, or the winter one, and I got about halfway done, honestly, like from here up and over. I got almost halfway done on it, and I just couldn't do it anymore. I couldn't stitch it anymore, and so I rehomed that whip with Stephanie from Lindy Stitches, if you watch Lindy Stitches. And she took that, she adopted that whip from me, and she finished it. And if you go back to her videos from a couple years ago, you can see it totally finished. And I just love that something that I helped stitch is hanging in another stitcher's home, like, you know, as a symbol of friendship. And, you know, this stitching community is so special, and it's gorgeous. That winter sampler is so beautiful. And I'm just, yeah. So I have the summer one, and it's done. I will never stitch the other 3 just because well, never say never. I don't think I'll ever stitch the other 3, but I do love this, and it's gorgeous, and I'm so proud of myself because this took probably a whole year to finish. I mean, it is solid stitching. It is so much work. And yeah, go check out Lindy Stitches if you want to see the one that I started and then gave to her, because it wasn't for me. Okay, last 2. This is one of the Amish Life triptych series. I did the first one and never did the other 2. I still have the charts, and I like to think that maybe someday I will come back to these and finish the other 2 of the Amish Life series. These were in a magazine years and years ago. I believe you can still find them in a book. There's like a book that they put the patterns in now. I don't know all the details. I have them from the magazines from like the 80s. And I just loved it. I think they're so beautiful. This is the first one of the 3. There's another narrow one like this that goes on the other side, and then there's a center one that's slightly wider, and it makes one continuous picture all the way across, and they're just beautiful. So maybe someday I will finish my Amish Life series. I stitched these on Monaco, on this ice blue Monaco, and I really like this. It's because I wanted the sky to be blue where there's no stitching. I wanted this guy to be blue. So I'm really glad I chose this blue Monaco. And I have more of this Monaco. I have enough to finish the series, but I just have never gone back to him. And then my very last piece is a piece that I did for a project in college. So I think you guys know, I think I've told you before, I was a dance major at university, and with a double emphasis in classical ballet because I teach ballet, and world dance. We call it folk dance at my university, but it's world dance from around the world. So I studied, you know, Irish hard shoe, I studied Mexican dance, Chinese, Ukrainian, Mexican, Indian, classical Indian dance. I mean, we did African dance. I mean, any kind of cultural dance you can think of. We did a Korean, yeah, tons, flamenco, yeah, like all of it. And as part of my dance major class, we had to take a class on culture in dance. And so the thing I chose to do for my project was to do a piece of Ukrainian style cross stitch. This is Ukrainian or Eastern European, but this is specifically a Ukrainian style piece. But a lot of Eastern European countries decorate their clothing and their like household items with cross stitch. And this is an example of a type of pattern that you would find on the women's white linen blouses that they wear under their embroidered. Maybe I'll try to insert a picture of a Ukrainian national dress. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful embroidery all over, but their white linen shift that they wear under everything is always decorated with cross stitch. And so I chose to do this pattern. It's all in black and red, a rose pattern, and it's a repeating pattern. And this is indicative of the type of thing you would see kind of on the sleeve, on top of the sleeve like this, of a woman's white shift. And they do embroidery and cross-stitch patterns like this in Ukraine, Romania, Hungary. A lot of Eastern European countries have this kind of cultural heritage. And I did this as a project for my university class on dance and culture, because they wear these national dress, this traditional dress, when they do the hopak, which is the national dance of Ukraine, which I did 1,001 times because it was the dance we always ended all of our shows with. It's really fun and exciting dance, and that was our ending dance for everything. So I wore that hopak costume more times than I can count in the 3 years that I danced with the folk dance team. And yeah, I just have a really deep love for culture and dance, and this was really special to me, and I've saved it because, like, you get rid of a lot of stuff from college, but this was just so much work. I got an A on my project naturally. I think my professor was like, "You did this?" I'm like, yeah. How long did that take you? I don't know. It's all I worked on, and it probably took me 2 or 3 weeks to cross stitch, but it was just a fun way to incorporate some of my passions, dance and culture and cross stitch. And so that's the last thing in my bin. And that's it, guys. That's everything that I've got in my bin of unfinished things that I need to finish, but you know. Some will probably never ever be finished, but I just can't get rid of them. They're too precious. So many hours of work. So let me know if you enjoyed this video, and to enter the giveaway, before I forget, to enter the giveaway for the peacock bags, one person will not receive both. One person will receive a bitty bag and one person will receive the big bag, and it'll just be random. I would like you to tell me, what is one project that you have finished, that you have finished stitching but have never fully finished, that is really, really precious to you, and why? This one, I know I told you all about why this is so precious to me. It's never been finished. The edges are raw. I just folded them back and ironed it when I turned it in. But this piece is really special to me, and I've never done anything with it, but I will never get rid of it. And I want to hear about yours. I want you to tell me about what is a piece that you have finished stitching but have never fully finished, but you will never get rid of because it's really special to you, and why. And if you do that, then you will be entered to win in the giveaway for the peacock bags, for one of the peacock bags in my next video. All right, guys, that's all I've got for you today. Thanks so much for joining me and taking a little trip down memory lane as we look through the bin. I hope you're all doing well. I hope you're staying healthy and safe, and I hope you're not having allergies to the season as I am. Hopefully by next video all this lovely is gone, but hey, this is real life, okay? I've never claimed to be perfect. Anyway, I so appreciate you guys visiting with me every week, and I hope you have a great rest of October. Happy Halloween if you celebrate, and I'll catch you next time. Thanks, guys. Bye.